Yeah, very good morning, students. My name is Mysa. I am a faculty from Department of Business Management. Okay, so I am a marketing professor. Today we will be discussing about from the topic fundamentals of marketing. Today we will be discussing a new topic, that is new product development process. Okay, so yesterday we have discussed what is a product is. Okay, types of product. Now the next topic that we will be discussing today is new product development process. Now why this new product development process is very essential? Because now if you ask yourself a question called why there is a development of a new product, because customer taste and preferences are changing day by day. If you look at today, the customers, what they are demanding today, okay, tomorrow they are demanding something new. So in order to meet the needs of the customer, it is vitally very important for companies to develop new products. You cannot satisfy the customers with the same product you had yesterday. You need to do something innovative. Okay, all the companies believe in one thing, that is innovate or die. Unless until you innovate, you cannot sustain in the market. So the number one reason why you need to develop new product is because in order to meet the customer needs and requirement. The second major reason why we require new product development is because in order to be competitive in the market. See, because if you look at every year iPhone is coming with new version. The same way OnePlus is coming with new version. So customer preferences, demands are changing. So in order to sustain, the last time I have told you, in order to overcome Airtel, Vodafone and Idea have merged together and formed VI. So in order to be competitive in the market, it is vitally very important that you develop a new market. You develop a new product. So the number one reason why we develop a new product is to meet the customer needs and demands. The second reason why we develop is to be competitive. The third reason why we develop new product is because of digitalization and globalization. If you look at, you can buy products on online, even the products of other countries. Because of the boom, because of the digitalization in the world, okay, we are able to access to the products of the other country. So globalization has given us the opportunity. Now students can apply to the colleges which are in other states, other countries, by applying it on online. Why this has happened? It is because of the globalization and the digitalization. So it is very important. These are the three major reasons why we need to develop new product development. Okay, let us go to the second slide, the sources. If you look at where do we get this, okay, new product development process, there are 7 stages in the new product development process. You can see the first stage is idea screening. Okay, the second stage is concept development and testing. The third stage is marketing strategy. The fourth stage is business analysis. The fourth one is product development. Sixth one is test marketing, and seventh one is commercialization. We shall be looking each stage in detail so that you will be understanding what is the product of new product development process. So first we have seen what is the requirement for the new product development. Now we are looking at the process of new product development. Okay, the first one, you can see what was the first stage. Okay, idea generation. Okay, any product today, if you are seeing today in the market, has come up with a idea. Now first stage is idea generation. How do you generate ideas? There are two kinds of sources that we will be using. One is internal sources and second one is external sources. Now internal sources, who are internal sources? You can see customers, competitors, distributors and suppliers. Okay, actually these customers, competitors, distributors, suppliers, they come under external sources. Okay, now who are internal sources? The employees of our own organization. See, sometimes most of the companies, if you look at Procter and Gamble, they give 30% of the chances they give to their organization employees to come up with new ideas every year. They conduct an activity where Procter and Gamble, they come up with an idea where any of their employees is having any good idea, they are most welcome and bring to the management. And whoever gives the best idea, they will be rewarded. So using our own employees to generate ideas, we call it as internal sources. Okay. Now the second one is external sources. Now who are our customers? Our customers are our king, because basically they are our product, they are the users of our product. Yes or no? So who can give you the right feedback about your product, whether your product is doing good or not? Customers. See, there are two conditions where you will be developing new product. First one is when your product is failing in the market. Second one, or you have to develop new features. You can come up with two situations. One is you can either modify your product or come up entirely with a new product. But when you modify your product, what happens? The chances of risk is very less. But when you launch a new product, the chances of losing is very high risk. So depending upon the situation, company will either modify the product or launch a new product. Now we are looking at the first stage, that is the first stage we have seen internal sources. The second one is external sources. See, sometimes what happens is when we are distributing our product in the market, we have learned in the distribution channel, sometimes our product may not be reaching to the customers who are in the rural areas. Our distributors, sir, why don't you supply your product even to this area where there is a lot of demand? So what are you trying to take? You are trying to take feedback of your suppliers and distributors. So what I am trying to tell you, in external sources, distributors, suppliers and customers are a very good source where they can give you a good idea, where you can develop a new product. Okay. So these are the two sources of idea generation. The next stage what we will be doing is idea screening. Let's say that we will be having 10 ideas that we have got. So what we will do is, out of these 10 ideas, we will be evaluating the best idea and we will form a product. So how we will be evaluating? We will be evaluating sitting with the experts, market experts, and we will be sitting with the companies, company owners who are having knowledge about this. So we try to take their feedback, and out of these 10 ideas we bring to the best ideas. That stage we call it as what? Idea screening. Next, the third stage what we call it as is concept development. What we do is, the idea that we got is we develop into a concept. What is that? Let's say that, how do we develop? Your idea should have customers, your idea should have pricing, your idea should target some audience. Let's say that you have one idea, let's say that you want to introduce one new trouser or new t-shirt. Now who is your customer? Is young people your customer, or women are your customer, or children are your customer, or old people are your customers? So what are you trying to doing? You are trying to define your customers. That is called concept development. In second stage, you have come to a one idea. In the third stage, you are coming with a concept development, where you will give your idea a particular customer and pricing. Okay. Here if you look at, there is one more thing in the concept development. We also plan for a market strategy. Last time we have discussed what is a strategy. Strategy is a course of action that we will be taking in a near future. What is a strategy? Strategy is a course of action that we will be taking in a near future. So we have defined our customers in concept development. Let's say that you want to introduce a new trouser and young people are your customers. Now what is the strategy that you will be using? Long term strategy, short term strategy. Now long term strategy is, it could be for 2 years or more than 2 years. Short term strategy is within the 6 months. How do you want to target them? Is it through Instagram you want to target them, or is it through social media, or is it through newspapers, or is it through campaigning? So all this will be dealt in stage 3. What is stage 3 called as? Concept development and market strategy. Yes, the fourth stage, very important stage, where the real business comes into the existence, that is called as business analysis. Now let's say that you want to introduce a new trouser. Now what is the cost of this manufacturing of this trouser? Let's say that in order to manufacture this trouser, it has costed you 1500 rupees. Likewise, how many trousers you want to do it? That is called as production cost. Okay, who are going to buy your trousers? That is called as what? Sales projections. How much profit you are going to earn? That is called profit anticipation. So in this stage, we are going to define 3 things. What are those 3 things in business analysis? First one is sales projections. How much sales we are going to achieve by introducing this new trouser. Second one, okay, what is the expenditure that we are going to incur in manufacturing this trouser. Third one, what are the profits that we are going to achieve. So these 3 analysis, profit and loss analysis, expenditure analysis, we will be looking at business analysis, because you might be having a very good product, but if you don't have the required budget, if you don't have the required profits, it's of no use, right? Ultimately, at the end of the day, any organization, they live for what? Profits. So this stage is a very vital stage where it takes lot of time consuming stage, where we do analysis of 3 things, that is sales projections, profit anticipation, okay, expenditure analysis. These are the 3 things which will be dealt in the business analysis. If there will be 2 options here, that is yes or no. If we think that we are going to have a very good, projections, sales projections are good and the expenditure that we have incurred is falling in our budget, then we will say yes and we will go to the next stage. That stage we call it as product development. Okay, till 4th stage, what we have done? We have done a background work. We have done our homework properly, where we have brought it down the analysis of the market, where we have brought it down the profits, the sales projections and the cost incurred. So till step 4, if you have done your work properly, or if you have done your analysis properly, then it is very easy for you to go to the stage 5, that is called as product development. You can look at, okay, what is a product development? You are giving your idea a physical form. Till now your idea was in your brain. Till now your idea you have used it for few people. Now you are bringing it to the full market. Full market, where you will be discovering the packing, the product attributes, the features of the product, okay, what will be the price of the product, what would be the promotion of the market, where will you test this product, will you start with the small number, or will you go with the small stores, or you will only target some shopping environment. See, these are the few things that we will be looking in the product development. Okay, the 5th stage is basically the product development stage. Now once you have come up with the product development stage, you do not launch your product directly into the market. The next stage is called as test marketing. You can see the heading, that is test marketing. Now what we will do is, generally, how many of you know LG company? Yes, LG company, that is this tagline is life is good. They are into Whirlpool, they are into ACs, they are into refrigerators. Okay, it's basically a South Korea company. Before coming to India, okay, before launching their refrigerators in India, they have done a small testing in Uttar Pradesh with some few audience. They have tested, they have given their product, they sold their product in Uttar Pradesh to few customers, and they have got the feedback. They found that the feedback that LG provided that refrigerators has got a wonderful positive feedback. So what did LG do? They did not launch their product entirely to the Indian market, but they have chosen a small market, that is Uttar Pradesh market, and they have done a testing how their product was performing. What is the feedback of the customers? Are they happy with this product called LG refrigerator? They have taken a feedback for few months. Then they got a good feedback and they have launched their product all over India. And no doubt, okay, you can see every house today is having LG product. Every house today in India has a LG product, either in the form of a refrigerator or an air cooler or an AC or anything. So this stage plays a very, very vital stage. In the test marketing, you will come to know the flaws of your product, the negatives of your product. Let's say sometime your product may not be meeting your customer requirements. You have to make certain changes. Sometimes your 90% of the time, your product will have changes. And it is very good that when your product is having some changes, before you launch it on a full scale, this scale we call it as what? A pilot scale, pilot study. Here we do what is a pilot study, where we introduce our product to only few people and we get a feedback, that we call it as a test marketing. We are testing our product. Once we get through the testing process, you know, sometimes when you look at products like food products, especially when you are exporting your product to other countries like USA, the testing process it's very important, because it should fall under USDA certification, because it is going to other countries. They make sure that your product is not harmful to their country. They do a testing. So before they test your product, it is very important that you test your product, and it has to be certified by some agency. When it is certified by some agency, they get a confidence to buy your product. That is very, very important. So without test marketing, you cannot proceed or launch your product on a higher scale. The next stage is, once you are satisfied, come back. Once you are satisfied with your testing stage, the last stage which we will be discussing is commercialization. Okay, you have found that your product has got some changes and you made a new changes. Okay, after that you take your product to the real market. What is real market? You sell in the market whom you want to sell, either through distributors. Who are the distributors for LG refrigerator? Like Bajaj Electronics, etc. and etc. So that is called commercialization. Commercialization is nothing but how you are going to sell your product, how you are going to take your product to the market. Okay. Now this is the end of the new product development process. Now you can see this new product development process, whatever I told, you can see this in the product life cycle stages. How I told you that when you are launching a new product development, here at the introduction stage, okay, as I told, most of the customers are not aware of your product. At the introduction stage, nobody knows your product. You know, I always told you in the last, whenever, in the initial stages, you require a lot of advertising, and you can see the curve here, it is still beginning. Here you require a lot of advertising where customers will know about your product. Once you start doing a lot of advertising, okay, you come to the second stage, that is growth stage. Once customers are aware of your product, they start buying your product. They start buying your product and you will generate sales. That stage we call it as what? Growth stage. Okay, in the growth stage, as you are growing, what happens here? You can see one more line is coming. Competitors will enter in the market. The same product which you are selling in the market, other people also will sell the same product. What happens when competitors comes? your sales will become stagnant. In other words, I can say that your sales will come to the maturity stage. Once your sales come to the maturity stage, I told you last time, here as a marketer, you need to plan your strategy. Here comes the new product development. Okay, this stage, maturity stage, where competitors have entered, either you introduce a new product or what is the second option? Do modification in the existing product. See, people will not buy the same iPhone which 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, now nobody will buy that, because now we are living in the 12th version, if I am not wrong, and 13th version is 16th, 16th, 17th version we are living in. Okay, so if you are still selling the same old iPhone 14 or 13, nobody, your sales will be at the maturity stage. But here you have to develop new product or modify your new product, so that the best example is now iPhone is having 16, 17 version. Okay, so this is the use of new product development. When you develop a new product, again you will have this growth. And any company who is not innovating what I told, they will die. They will die. That means you can see the curve. Any company who is not innovating, the sales is coming down. You can see here, the curve is coming down, the decline, the sales will come down. So that is the importance of new product development. The new product development process helps us in sustaining the market, gaining the competitive edge, so that we can satisfy the customer needs. So explaining new product development with the help of product life cycle is vital. Okay, so this product life cycle helps us in planning our new product development efficiently, so that we can meet the customer requirements, ongoing customer requirements, and introduce the products which are in trend, not only which are products which are in trend, but also satisfying the customer needs. The basic purpose of marketing is fulfilling the needs of the customers. Once we fulfill the needs of the customers, we will have loyal customers. Who are loyal customers? Who will give us business repeatedly. So new product development and product life cycle will help us not only discover a new product or launch a new product, but also have a competitive edge in the market and finally satisfy the customer needs. So this is all about new product development and product life cycle. Thank you.